Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. You know what time it is. So it's not that bad today. It is a little bit of it is a little chilly. I had to clear my head a little bit before I made this video because we're getting ready for a part 2 version of the SHO rebuild. Okay, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here. So let's get into what happened with this. So I got it back. There's my baby. There's the 2012 Ford Taurus SHO. What ended up happening to the vehicle? The engine blew. I look at it this way. And this was a decision that I made. Other individuals are free to make the decisions that they make with their vehicles. I love the platform. I'm comfortable with it. I like the ease of serviceability and the things that I can do to it, which is why I opted to keep the vehicle. And even more so, give me a second. Even more so, that's a beautiful car. I did change this out for the SEO taillight because I got tired of the chrome peeling. So for those of you that want to go on ahead and switch it out, that's what they look like. You want to go with the base model taillights? That's what they're going to look like on the vehicle. We freshened up the curb rash on the wheels. It looks a little dark, but in the sunlight, they're about as bright as those. So engine was blown last year. Let me take that back. We're in 2025. The engine was blown in May of 2023. Now, when the engine blew, it blew in Rockford, Illinois. I live in Chicago. I live at the northwest corner of Chicago. I got a phone call from my son. He was hysterical. Needless to say, you know how kids are with your vehicles. Oh my God, he's going to kill me. I ended up driving over there, took a look at it, got no idea what the hell was going on. Got a misfire code on there. I could feel it misfiring. We managed to go on ahead because I am a traveling traffic controller. For those of you that don't understand what a traffic controller is, I'm the jag off with this. Yep, the stop and slow sign who keeps stopping you. Yeah, I'm the asshole who does that. However, it's for your safety. Just all jokes aside, to be serious real quick on that, is to make sure that everybody in the work zone is safe. I do my best to go on ahead and be kind to motorists, and the results are always the same with my motorists and my residents that come through there. They wave hi, they remember me, and they're kind. So, but I travel for my job. Since I was familiar with the area, I'm like, all right, there's a back road that leads into Chicago. Let's drive it back here. Needless to say, we got it here. I ran my bore scope in there. And what we saw was this. I said, okay, there's a dark spot over there. And there was scratching, scarring on the wall. That's what happened to it. There she is. So my son did ask for permission to go to Rockford. There was a car show / racetrack. He goes, can I race it? I said, yeah. We've always discussed, God forbid, if anything happens to the vehicle, before he thinks that I'm going to lose my shit, I just want to make sure that he's okay and he's safe. Needless to say, he had been beating himself up from May till damn near almost December of 2023. You were talking about he was just literally beating himself up, and he couldn't seem to understand why I wasn't so upset. I'm like, do I want to spend $4,000 to probably $7,000 to go on ahead and put a new engine in this thing? No, but you're safe. And so you now know the limitations of this vehicle. So once we were ready, which was about last year, right around July, July, I went to the mechanic. He took the engine out, sent it to the engine builder, and unfortunately, there was a boatload of work, boatload of engines that were ahead of me. So I had to wait. That was the unfortunate thing. The engine went into the engine builder's shop in pretty much the prime of the season. I was left with no choice but to wait. Couldn't be less than pleased. Couldn't be no more than pleased than with the results. Everything was fine. It's back to normal, back to running it. I've been traveling to and from work. Currently, right now, I'm traveling about 200 miles a day, 100 miles one way, 100 miles back. It's the nature of the beast. So if it wasn't for the fact that we make a pretty good living off of it, I wouldn't be traveling as much. But yeah, it's holding up. I'm being careful of the abuse. It's got about anywhere between 2,000 to 3,000 miles on it currently right now. So the engine is definitely broken in. Because I'm already at that mileage, well, guess what? Time for an oil change. So I will not be kerosene flushing this, only due to the fact that it is a fresh engine. So the only times that I've been doing the kerosene flushes was because of these older engines do tend to sludge up. Previous owner didn't take good care of it, didn't baby it, things of that nature. We'll get into the kerosene flush into another video. I wanted to make sure that I kind of recap everything, what was going on with my Taurus. So there is a part 2 that is currently happening as we speak. My son had a dream. I don't know where he got it from, but he had a dream. I want to have matching cars like my dad. So he's been working. He found an SHO locally. I finally got a hold of the owner, and he wanted $2,000 for the vehicle. So it's an SHO, all silver. I looked at what the description was on Marketplace. It says bad turbos. My son looked at it. He goes, take a look at it. Take a look at the description. Tell me what you think. Give me your honest opinion. I said, $2,000, bad turbos. I said, I promise you it's got a fucked up engine in it. Promise. I said, fucked up turbos? Them turbos are obliterated, which then ruin the engine. He goes, what do you think? I said, fuck it, let's buy it. He started laughing. He goes, you're gonna Jew him down. I said, yeah. So I got a hold of the owner, and I told him, said, look, this phone call is me committing to the sale of the SHO. You're not far. Told him where I lived. He goes, shit, you're literally maybe 6 blocks away. I said, yeah. I said, I'm committing to it. I said, I'm coming home with it today. I have the money. I'm not giving you $1,000. I'm going to give you $1,000. I said, and if I send the piston screaming out of the block, I can care less. You'll never see me again. So $2,000, I expect to only replace the turbos. That's it. There better not be anything wrong with it. He thought about it. He goes, you're committing. I said, I'm ready right now. I said, I literally have the money in my hand right now. I've got the bill of sale. One for you, one for me. I'm ready now. He goes, fuck, come get it. We picked it up, drove it here. We looked at it. And ultimately, to what little knowledge I have, it was semi-finance. Just said, you know what? Let's just rebuild the engine. Don't even question it. Let's just take it. He had a number 6 misfire. I had a cylinder number 5 misfire. We did a compression test. It was about 90 pounds. Mine was dead at 0, so we already knew there was something wrong. I had lost that cylinder. I said, why question it? I said, this is what we're going to do. This is going to be the approach. We're going to fix mine first, get mine up and going. The day that I pick up mine is the day that we put yours on a flatbed and follow the flatbed to go pick up my car. That's exactly what we did. We accomplished that goal to the T. Currently, right now, the engine is over at the engine builder. We were waiting for parts. Should someone or any of you embark on staying with the platform and you're like, okay, what did you do? This is what we did. I don't know how well you guys are going to see that. I don't want to zoom in. Maybe you guys can screenshot it. Okay. This was just a Rock Auto. Okay. That was Tasca Auto Parts. This is my go-to place for literally OEM, true OEM parts for an affordable price. Okay. The price is up here. This is everything that we bought for it. Moving back over here. These are the other things that I did not want to get from here, so I bought them here. On the melting oil pump that we bought here, we left a 100-pound spring in there. Who, when, what, where, and why? Leave it alone. But we left a 100-pound spring in there. Comes with 2 springs. The 100-pound is already installed. We left one left alone, that was it. But everything that you see here is what we bought. The other thing that we ended up buying, this is, I don't have the part here, but on our turbos, right where the air filter goes, it goes in and then it splits into the turbos. That is this part. We ended up having to buy it. The fitting on for this turbo, the little plastic ring that holds the actual rubber grommet snapped. On mine, the actual rubber grommet was split. So I was left with no choice but to buy one for myself and one for my son. So this is his, this is the price. So that's the part number. So that's where we're at. OEM, rebuild, nothing crazy. Why did I opt for an OEM when you have the engine apart and have the potential of doing other things? Quite frankly, dollar per dollar. The best way that I can say it, I'm not trying to be cheap, but I looked at the budget for what a reman engine cost, and this was just a reman engine. It was about $7,000. For that price, not only did I get the engine rebuilt, I also had it removed and installed and all the fluids and everything done to it. So between the mechanic and the engine builder was roughly about, and including all the parts, was about $7,000. Now keep in mind, the reman engine is about $7,000. Still got to buy turbos, Hines, all kinds of shit. Everything that I bought for this vehicle, brand new turbos. Got them from Napa because I wanted a warranty and I got a good deal from it. Talked to the manager because I wasn't buying two, I was buying 2 sets. One for mine, one for his SHO. So she cut me a deal. Cut me a deal that I could not refuse. So I jumped on it. We took care of that. So it's got brand new turbos, brand new oil lines, coolant lines, obviously new spark plugs, timing component. Everything that was on my vehicle had less than 10,000 miles on it. Same thing with the fuel pump. So there was a lot of parts that had literally less than 10,000 miles. Once I brought it to his attention, he's like, oh yeah, because you're good. I did put a new water pump. I did chose an AC Delco one. AC Delco is manufacturing parts for our vehicle. It did match just like the OEM. I was looking for the double gasket one. I didn't like Gates that had the single gasket. Should that one gasket fail, at least you got that second one to back you up. But it is back in my hands. It is running perfectly perfect. So got the new windshield in, touched up the wheels, got her cleaned up today. It's a little bit salty, but yeah, part 1 is done. We are now embarking on part 2. So my son we will have matching vehicles, including taillights. So bought his parts, as you can see. Those were for his car. I bought him as another Christmas gift, the JMS chip Boost Max and Pedal Max. I do have that installed in my vehicle. Yes, it is a night and day difference. Both controllers are turned up. So they're turned all the way up. It is a night and day difference. It will remove that delay. That Pedal Max will remove that delay. Should you guys embark on getting the JMS chip Pedal Max for your SHO, be advised there is another software upgrade that you can get. It is called the Nasty upgrade. What that does, it takes your 3-second delay, goes from 3-second, right, which is stock. Then it'll go from a 2-second delay, which is their JMS pedal max. If you get the Nasty version, it goes from 3 seconds to a 1.5-second delay. And it is an 8-9 day difference. No bullshit. So I love it. I ended up getting the Boost Max for him. We were going to do the Nasty software for the Boost Max. We thought about it. This does not have, both vehicles don't have the necessary upgrades to upgrade the Boost Max. Yeah, we're not going to sit there and tear these fucking cars up after blowing one engine and doing a second rebuild. So we thought about it. We talked about, I did talk to Frank over at JMS. We went through it thoroughly. We talked about the modifications that this car does not have. It naturally does not have the modifications. He said, let's not do it. He goes, let's not run the risk. He goes, if you had upgraded everything, exhaust, intercooler, turbos, piping, then yes, I would recommend the Nasty version for it. So should you guys embark like, hey, you know, I want a little something, you know, something that's going to help with the performance. JMS chip. I'm probably going to have to talk to Frank. I don't even know what fucking extension it is. I'm not going to get all of this information, but if you talk to the sales rep, any sales rep is more than willing to help you. But do keep in mind, and please do take this seriously. If you're modded, if your SHO is modded, exhaust system, intercooler, I'm trying to say this right because I always screw this up. Charge the hot pipes, okay? You're in and you're out, okay? If you have that from Eco Power Parts, okay, which is the kit for the charge and hot pipes, if you have all of that, you may want to embark on that, on the Boost and Pedal Max, the Nasty software upgrade. That's crucial. Don't just get the JMS chip, Boost, and Pedal Max and be like, oh, what Joe said, the fantastic pendejo said, and now it works like shit. You're not paying attention. Ask for the Nasty software upgrade. It is a night and day difference. I sent mine back and I was just like, yeah. I told him, I said, look, it's a great product. It really is. It's not enough. He goes, well, we got a software upgrade. I said, well, can I send it back to you? He said, yes. So I paid for it. This time, since I've already got experience with it, I went on ahead, got a hold of somebody by the name of Frank, went on ahead, talked to Frank. We dabbled into a little bit of a conversation to make sure that we were getting the right thing for my son. So we opted out of the Nasty software for the Boost Max. Pedal Max, we got the Nasty software. So that's where we're at for the SHO. That's what happened. We blew the engine. We rebuilt it from the ground up. The only thing that was used from the original, very original 190,000 mile was the crank and the piston rods. Everything else was replaced. Pistons, rings, bearings, the whole nine. So everything from the ground up was rebuilt. Timing components were reused because they had less than 10,000 miles on it, and it was a great success. So again, I didn't want to embark on throwing tens of thousands of dollars into this thing, and this thing being my daily, and because I travel as much as I do, having this as a daily, as a stock, would benefit me more. If this was a weekend warrior, there's a gentleman out there who has a badass SHO that he ended up building. Sure, pictures have been flying around all over the internet. He's the one with the camouflage, black gray camouflage. It's real nice. And he's got his, he redid something with the turbos where the exhaust comes out of here. It's a badass one. It's black. So you guys have seen it where it's got the front end, it's got the lip. Oh, this fucker's badass. That's not my build. I needed something that was going to give me longevity. That was it. So that's why I embarked on what I embarked. One day I'd like to go on ahead and really build out an SHO. Cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, we're working on SHO number 2. We're going to finish that one up. That should be done within about a good month and a half. And then we embark on this bad boy. This is a 2003 Buick Regal GS. This is a 3.8 liter cast iron block with an M90 blower. Unfortunately, during the holidays, this ended up happening. Luckily enough for my son, I taught him how to drive. So he was like, well, how did he get into an accident if you taught him how to drive? Unfortunately, with the witnesses that were around, the lady slammed on her brakes at a green light. What would possess this dumbass to slam on her brakes at a green light? Again, there was witnesses there. They're like, yeah, he wasn't at fault. She fucking slammed on her brakes. He did everything in his power to avoid it. So we are going to embark on monstering this thing out. This one's going to be a fun build. We have parts downstairs. We invested heavily into this Regal platform. I will cross that bridge when I get to it. I will cross all the parts that we bought for it. Not only parts, very rare, and I do mean rare parts that are next to impossible to find. So we'll cross the white part and why I did what I did with that when we get to the Regal. But that's your update for the SHO. That's where we're at. I've got a couple of videos out that are going to touch bases on the transmission mount. So keep an eye out for that. I've got another video that's going to be coming out that is touching bases on the kerosene and kerosene/engine oil viscosity. And again, I'm about to do that video currently right now. I wanted to clear my head. Sorry for such a long video. I wanted to make sure I gave you as much information as possible. Places where I get my parts from. Why I decided to go the direction that I did. And price-wise. Price, purpose, the whole nine. That's where we're at. My baby's back. I'm enjoying it. And I look forward to continuing to enjoying it and furthering some things along. Not a lot, but just some things. Other than that, I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Comment. Good or bad. Comment. All right? Holla at your boy.